Hello everyone and welcome back to Ruby Lessons and Codecademy. In the last lesson we finished off the section of modules and access on objects and classes, so like private and public, and how to mix both modules and classes together. So that was object-oriented programming section 2 that we finished up. Today we are going to have again another project of using what we have learned so far, and I do believe that this is actually going to be the last lesson of Ruby. So good job for making it so far if you have. So what you'll be building, or what we will be building. Alright, now that you know how to control the level of privacy in a Ruby class, so by using private and public keywords, we can use that to our advantage when creating objects. In this case, we will be making an account object with public methods to display balances and transfer funds, but which rely on private methods to make sure the user's PIN, personal identification number, is correct before approving transactions. Note, so let's see what they want to tell us. We're just using banking as an example because it's a nice real-world analogy, of course. You can use something like logging into an account for a game. I always try to like using game analogies because I like games, as you probably have noticed. This isn't for real banking, so don't use any real banking information. Don't use any real banking information because, well, it might get sent over and stuff. Just use example stuff, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, password 1, 2, 3, and so on. Instructions. Check out the code in the editor. See how we have used public methods for interacting with the user and private methods for checking the PIN. Click Send Submit Code to see how it works. So let's find the public and private keywords. So we have private there, which means everything above it is public. Yep, we have no other keyword or that kind of a keyword. So let's see what is private. What is private is define PIN. So the PIN number function is private, and so is the PIN error method, not function. Then what is public? We are allowed to change, read and write to name and balance. Okay, fair enough. We're allowed to change the balance because we can take out money, we can put money into our bank, and we can change our name because if we did actually change our name, we should be able to change it in our bank as well. Or if you got married, you might have to change your surname. Why not? So then we have the initializer, we have display bank balance, so we can easily take out check the bank balance without actually checking, without getting the actual PIN number, as long as we give in the correct PIN, if that makes sense. So you give it the PIN, it doesn't give you the PIN, but it gives you your balance, if your PIN is correct. Then we also have withdraw. That's also public because you should be able to do it anytime, in a way. So what we get, we have my account is a new account of Eric, which has $1 million. Sure. That's quite a lot of money. Please give me some, Eric. Okay, my account withdraw. Let's see what withdraw takes. So we have PIN number and amount. So we are saying that our PIN number is 11. And we want to withdraw $500,000. Access denied, incorrect PIN. Because our PIN was... Where was our PIN? Our PIN is 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case. You could also have in the initializer another variable which asks for the PIN initially. And then it assigns the PIN as well. But in this case, we're using 1, 2, 3, 4. And because we haven't entered 1, 2, 3, 4 here, instead we have entered 11, it gives us access denied. It runs this method. Then my account.display balance 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's find display balance, PIN number. Require the PIN number. The PIN number is correct. It gives us the balance 1 million. My account.withdraw 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the correct PIN. We try to withdraw $500,000 once more. Withdrew 500,000, new balance 500,000. And then we try to check the balance again, we get the correct balance. And that is all fine. So let's try creating our own now. Creating the account class. We'll start off by creating our account class. So class account and First though, you probably noticed this bit of fanciness in the last exercise. I think I might have gone over this, but I'm not sure. So what balance equals 100 means is, if you don't pass it any value, then your default balance is going to be 100. So if you just pass it name, if you just pass the argument for name, or just one argument, name is going to be set to that argument, and balance is going to be set to equal to 100. So this is just the default value of if you pass it nothing. So what does it just say here? What's the balance equals 100 doing? It's signifying an optional parameter. Ruby is saying that you can pass 1 or 2 arguments to initialize. If you pass 2, it uses your balance argument to set at balance. If you only pass a name, balance gets a default value of 100, and that's what gets stored in at balance. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't think it's too complicated. I think I have actually gone over it beforehand, just because I felt like it, and yeah. You probably also noticed we use underscores in our 1 million. That is interesting. So Ruby allows this, and it makes it easier to read big numbers. Oh, okay. So it's just another way of writing integers so that you can more easily find out what number they are. Instructions. Create an account class in the editor. Yep, already done. In the name and balance attributes should be readable, but not writable. So that was... what? I don't exactly remember what that was. It was attribute attr underscore read. Nope, readable. Nope. So it's attr underscore reader, not readable, because I guess it's a function. So, okay, we have that. The class's initialize method should take 2 parameters. Def initialize 2 parameters, name and balance equals 100. I'm just reading on, which is where I got the 100 from. At name equals name, at balance equals balance. Yep. Okay, finally go ahead and store your parameters under those. So we have made the initializer, and we have given read-only privileges to the name and the balance. That is all good for now. Moving on. Private, so we are going to need to use the private keyword somewhere about now. What kind of... I spell private properly. Let's go ahead and create our private methods. It makes sense to create these first, since our public methods will rely on them. Instructions: add 2 private methods to your account, pin and pin error. Find pin and what is pin going to do? Pin should take no arguments. It set an instance variable at pin equal to pin of 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, we want to define pin error. Should take no arguments, and simply puts the string access denied incorrect pin. Full stop. Just copy that. I have a feeling, yep, I just missed out on S there. Or maybe not. What have I done? Should simply return... oh, return the value, not puts. There we go. That's much better. Which means we can just remove the return as well there. There we go. Good. Moving on. Displaying the balance. Perfect. Now let's tackle the first public method, display balance. So if it's not private, we can just put it above private, where it's going to be public. Okay. Define the public method, display balance method to your account class. It should take a single parameter, pin number, because we want to check that the user has the correct pin number. The body of your method should check whether the pin number is equal to pin, the result of calling the private pin method. So if pin number equals at pin, then we want to do something. What is that something? We will see. If it is, display balance should put that, so it's going to give us the balance. Otherwise, else it should put pin error, because well, it's the incorrect pin, so it's an error. They shouldn't be able to access how much money you have. Making a withdrawal. Well then, now let's add in our second public method, which will allow us to withdraw money from our account. Again, fine, withdraw, and I like setting things out before we get started and everything. So the trick to this one is to realize that since add balance can only be accessed from inside the class, we'll want to use add balance minus equals amount to decrease the balance by a certain amount. Quite simple. I thought that was quite simple anyway. Why does it say that it's a trick? I don't know. Add a public withdraw method to your class that takes two parameters, pin number and money amount, I guess. Sure. That also makes sense. So we want to do this checking once more. And instead of doing balance, we want to tell them we want to do other things actually. Well, that as well at the very end. So let's do add balance minus equals amount. And we want to do with successfully withdrawn pound amount new balance and whatever the new balance is going to be. That should work fine. Good. Even without reading the instructions, you can guess what this is supposed to do. And in the else, if the pin error is incorrect, then it's just going to do pin error incorrect, and this isn't going to be run. So the user is not going to be able to withdraw any money. Good. Opening an account. So we're almost there. Now we just need to create an instance of our account or instantiate an account object so we can go about our banking business. So what we have now is a bank, but we don't have any customers in a way. Last step, create an instance of your account called checking account. Equals account.new. Give it whatever name and starting balance you like. Balance is an integer. I would actually like to see it to be a float, but okay. I like nines. I like loads of nines. New and name. Let's just do the classic. And there we go. We have instantiated an object of account. I'm not sure whether this is going to error out if I do too many nines, because there is an upper bound of integers, but I guess that Ruby, just like Python, has long integer and short integer. Okay, I like all of those nines. Wish I had that much money. Who doesn't though? Well done, excellent work. You've got your very own amount, class, and checking account instance, complete with public and private methods. So our private methods are define pin and pin error. Our public methods are everything else, initialize, display balance, withdraw. How could you improve this class? So you might include a deposit method that lets user add money to their account. So basically this, but the reverse in the way. So I am actually going to do that straight away because it's really easy to do. Define deposit pin number amount. Here instead of minus we can put a plus. Successfully deposited amount new balance, whatever the balance is. And that is going to work because it's just the opposite of withdraw. And I don't have to check how much money they have deposited because they should know how much money they have deposited, as they wouldn't be able to deposit more than they have, is what I I'm trying to get to. So that's one of them. Include error checking that prevents users from overdrawing their accounts. So withdrawal, successfully withdrawn. If PIN number is that and amount is lesser than or equal to at balance, then do that. Otherwise, PIN error, incorrect PIN. I could also give them, tell them that they have not given the correct amount. So else, I can do checking to see whether it was PIN or balance problem. So I can do if this, but the other way around. So greater than or equal to, or just greater than. If amount greater than balance, then I want to do puts you're trying to withdraw more money than you have, and else, because there's no other case in which they would come to here, puts PIN error, end. So if they're trying to withdraw more money than they have, then this is going to be printed. If their PIN is incorrect, then this is going to be printed, and that's fine. Create a checking account or savings account that inherits from account. So that's completely different. If you wanted to do it, that's not that difficult to do. So let's just try that. Checkings account, savings account, count, the plus inherits from account, and end. Actually, we can have the end right here, and we shouldn't get any errors. As you can see, we get no errors, which means this works all fine. And that is it for this course, actually. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask me in the comments down below. I will probably be able to answer them in about 3 days from the time of the release of this video. If you enjoyed this course, then please do give me a like, share and subscribe. It encourages me to make more videos. Also, please give me suggestions of what you would like to see next, seeing as we have finished the Ruby course in Codecademy. So yeah, until next time, thanks so much for watching and goodbye.